My name is Kang Jin, and I'm a first year PhD student studying chemical engineering at Case Western Reserve University, which is located in Cleveland, Ohio. And I just wanted to share a bit about what life of a PhD student is like, and kind of talk about the reasons why I chose this path over working in the industry after graduating college or choosing other career paths. So hope this at least helps a bit. Lab space now. Usually all the office space and the lab space is separate, because in our lab you're not allowed to eat or drink or do anything, but in our office we're allowed to do so. So typically students have their office space to do work and eat and study, and then lab space just to mostly do experiments. Grad school is because grad school gives you the opportunity to study and explore what you are really interested in. So unlike the typical 8 to 5 work schedule, and as a PhD student you do take a little bit of classes, but in the end you're mostly on your own work schedule, running experiments, reading papers, and analyzing data that in topics and areas that you're really curious about, you're really interested in, and you really want to spend time on. So I think that's what really attracted me towards going to grad school. And another important factor was that most PhD programs, not all, but most programs are fully funded, which means they pay for all your tuition. They also give you a stipend for living expenses, which really got the financial burden off of me, which was another very important deciding factor. So yeah. So when you're trying to decide on what major you should study, I think the best point to start is to start out in topics that you find the most interest and where you like the most. Because if you're going to study for the next 4 years, might as well try to do something that you really like. But if you have no clue of what that is, which is totally okay, I think my advice would be just try all the different areas that you think you might like. So whether that means taking classes or reading more about it or talking to upperclassmen who are in that area, just because you won't really know or get the feel until you try it out. So don't be afraid. It's okay to not know, and just try different things that you're not really sure of, and I think that'll be a good point to start. So I just wanted to say, I know it's a tough season. I've been there, studying for SATs and looking up different colleges, trying to decide what to do with the next big chapter of your life can be tough, but just keep enduring, keep pushing hard, keep working hard, and that work will definitely pay off later in life. So good luck, and hope everything turns out well.
Hi, my name is Min Shin, and I'm a violinist. I'm currently pursuing my doctoral degree in violin performance at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. As a music student here, I perform with the string quartet and the jazz group regularly, and I also collaborate with the artists from different fields like fashion and dance. This past semester, I got to perform with my string quartet at the runway show as a musician and a model. The fashion designer specifically designed the garments for us at the show, and the videographer worked with me to create the video that would go along with our music. and the dancers choreographed the moves that were inspired by the music that we played. And I really enjoy having opportunities to work creatively with other artists as a musician myself. I finished my coursework this month and now on to the final project, which will be on a composer whose name is Lee Sang-yoon, a Korean-German composer who strived for peace between North Korea and South Korea. I'm planning to start an annual concert with Yoon's music that will bring awareness of North Korean refugees and the people of North Korea. Because I think the first step to peace between North Korea and South Korea is knowing each other better. I hope to collaborate with the organization called Liberty in North Korea, LINK, that helps North Korean refugees resettle. And for this project, I'm visiting Berlin this summer to meet the scholars and musicians who know the composer and his works well, and to attend the concerts that present his works. So, that is what I do. And for the college prep tips for you, I would say you start writing emails to the professors at the school that you're applying to, and to make connections with the people there now, right now. You will not regret doing that. If you have any questions for me, feel free to reach out. I will try my best to answer your questions. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Unsung Kim, and I am a software development manager or software engineering manager at Amazon, currently living in Seattle, Washington. I graduated Calvin College, or I think currently it's called Calvin University. I graduated in 2016 with a degree in computer science. Honestly, I started as an engineering major, as an electrical computer engineering major, and I absolutely hated it. And so after my freshman year, I quit that major, and the next best option was computer science. I had actually never heard of computer science, but somebody told me it made a lot of money and it was somewhat close to engineering. So I declared my major as computer science, and I took my first computer science course the fall semester of my sophomore year. The other reason I wanted to do computer science was, personally, I felt like I needed to learn a particular skill set in college, so that if I came out of college, once I graduated, I'd be able to find a job with that particular set of skills that I learned in college. I think because I came into the States as an international student, one of the things that was tough at first was not having a lot of family close by. At first, it can be really daunting to make new friends. It can be very lonely in the beginning, but the good side of it is when you do make friends, they become as close as family. And I was very fortunate enough to meet some really great people, get plugged into a really great church, and meet some great folks who I now consider kind of my second family. Work itself is very good. It's very challenging, which is kind of weird to say, but it's actually very good. I think you'll come to realize that challenging work is actually a very good thing. It's also very rewarding, monetarily, but also just internally. I feel very accomplished when I'm able to solve difficult problems and produce great results. I think for me, being a Christian in a workplace and just in life, there's two main things. The first thing is what John Piper, it was John Piper who said that, God is most glorified in us when we are most satisfied in Him. So I think my big purpose for life, big reason for life is learning to be satisfied in God. And then the second piece is sharing that with others. And spreading the gospel and helping others find Christ and find satisfaction in Him. So as a result, God can be most glorified. I think the two things that would have helped me so much more in the early stages of my life are probably, one is be fearless, be courageous, don't be afraid to try. It's better to have tried and failed than to have not tried at all. And all of the learnings from your failures will amount to something. Secondly, the second tip is, I think, be humble. I think we see a lot of people confuse courage with arrogance. Know when not to speak up, know when not to try certain things, know when to stay out of certain things. Also, nobody really likes a cocky, arrogant person. So humility will really take you far. So two things are be fearless and be humble. So a little bit about what I do. So I graduated computer science in 2016, and immediately I was fortunate enough to find a job as a software developer. I worked on a website, a web-based application, where I did a lot of front-end work and back-end work and gained some experience. After about 3-4 years of working there, I moved into Amazon, where I continued working as a software engineer. Even here, I worked a lot on web apps, but I think in time I found myself enjoying that personal, interpersonal work. So I transitioned into a manager role, and now I manage a team of 5 folks. And so my day-to-day looks like a lot of meetings with business partners, gathering requirements, setting up projects. And then the other part of it is I meet a lot with my team, make sure that they're doing well, make sure they're getting the help that they need, make sure they have the resources they need to succeed in their role. So as a manager, I think my number one priority is ensuring that my directs, the people who report to me, are happy in their job and are finding their work fulfilling. Because of COVID, our team actually decided to stay fully remote. So I work from home every day, and once in a blue moon, I do come into the office to just have a change of pace. If I need to meet somebody, I'll come into the office. That's kind of what my day-to-day looks like nowadays. I think for folks who are getting into computer science, I would say your day-to-day will likely look like a lot of coding, a lot of Googling, a lot of looking up how to write certain pieces of code, how to solve difficult problems, and meeting with people to understand what the requirements are. I would say make sure to focus on the fundamentals. So a lot of the intro classes for computer science are actually very, very important. Maybe not the first beginning intro, but the foundational aspects are very important. So take the time to understand that and master those. And the other piece of it is computer science really boils down to just doing lots of projects and getting the experience. So on your free time, if you want, I would highly recommend just writing code, trying to build something, build an app, build the most basic website. Just get your hands in with code and start writing and start learning on your own. Work hard, have fun, and try to find something you enjoy and get at it and build whatever you want. At least try to build whatever you want. I think that's the biggest practical tip I could give to a senior or somebody getting ready for college.
Hello everyone, my name is Ha-In. I am currently working as a postdoctoral research fellow at the University of Michigan, Center for Global Health Equity. I am a nurse by training, but now I primarily do research in Sub-Saharan Africa on maternal and child health. My general research passion is to empower women of low and lower middle income countries to better protect and promote their health and their families' health. More importantly, I'm passionate about building the systems, structures, and cultures that value women and their health in order for women to live up to their maximum potential. I first came to the United States for college. I went to Calvin University and majored in nursing and minored in studio art. I worked a year as a bedside nurse and started my PhD program in nursing at the University of Michigan after that, and graduated just last year. I chose nursing because it gave me the skills and knowledge to practically and tangibly help people when they're sick and vulnerable. I chose research because with research, you can influence more than a few people at a time. You can develop a project and inform policy that can influence thousands of people's lives at once. Also with research, you are constantly exposed to new knowledge, technology, and people that are experts in all kinds of fields. So it allows me to constantly learn and grow. I think research in academia is often challenging because it requires a lot of grit and persistence. It often takes years to form your team, come up with a research question, develop proposals, secure funding, implement, evaluate, and disseminate your research findings. And your research will often get rejected multiple times by multiple people, whether it's by funders or journals that you're trying to publish your research. But on the other hand, you also meet colleagues that really believe that your research is important and that will make this world a better place. And people that will also tell you that the research that you're doing is in fact making their lives better. And so then it all becomes worth it. One tip that I would like to give to people that are younger than me would be to focus on raising yourself well and to constantly learn about yourself. Try many things when you're young and meet many people that are different from you. Learn what you like and don't like. Put yourself in uncomfortable, new, or even stressful situations and learn how to navigate not just the fun and exciting things about life, but also the difficult and challenging things as well. Be intentional about all of this and reflect often. And hopefully 10 years from now, you can all give yourself a pat on the back and say, yeah, I'm pretty proud of the person that I've become and will continue to be. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in.
Hi everyone, my name is Grace Ju-Young Kim. Currently, I'm a PhD candidate in multilingual language education at The Ohio State University, and starting from August, I'll be teaching as an assistant professor of education at Bucknell University in Pennsylvania. In this video, I'll show you some of my favorite places on campus while sharing with you my experience of studying and working in the US. To give you a background of who I am, my parents were missionaries in the Dominican Republic, and so I grew up as a bi-multilingual. I wanted to pursue bilingual education to learn more about it and to work for other bi-multilinguals like me. Not many universities in Korea had a bilingual education program, so I decided to study abroad in the US. During my time here, I really appreciated the freedom to think and explore who I am, who I want to become, and what I want to do. Thanks to the diversity in the US, I have learned that I don't have to change myself to fit in. However, living abroad has not always been exciting. There were moments that I was overwhelmed by the amount of work, and sometimes I felt like I was not making any progress. But to sum up, it was my life goal that has sustained me to come this far. As a Christian and an educator, I aspire to make efforts to accept myself and others the way we are, while also continue striving to become the way God wants us to be. So for those of you who want to study abroad in the US, I encourage you to share your unique story. Go out and meet people from diverse backgrounds, listen to their stories, and don't forget to pause and enjoy every moment.